Someone just signed the papers on a brand new house. The number on the loan estimate says 7%, but the number they'll actually pay this year is 5%. Everybody in the room is smiling. The loan officer, the building's rep, the buyer, all of them just smiling. But fast forward 2 years, same house, same family, same mortgage. Now they're paying 7%. And the higher number wasn't hidden. It was sitting right there in the paperwork the entire time. It just wasn't the number that sold the house. And that's not a plot twist. That's the actual plan. Builders aren't dropping prices right now. They're dropping rates dramatically and selling that as a reason to buy this house this month instead of waiting for the market to come to you. Now, with rates stuck for years, the temporary buy down has become one of the most common tools builders reach for. It's not the price, not the payment, but all of it, somehow it still works because a lower payment is the only number most buyers are actually running the math on. Now, here's a number that matters. A $500,000 loan at a 7% note rate with the builder's buy down on year one, the payment's like $26.84 a month. And it feels like a win. It feels like the market finally bent in the buyer's favor. But year two, it ends up being $2,998. Year three, it's $33,327. Sorry, guys, but read it again. Same house, same loan, $643 more a month than the number that convinced you to sign in the first place. Now, line up the advertised payment next to the real one and the gap, it's not small. It's a difference between, hey, we can swing this and, oh man, you know what? We need to talk. And here's what makes all of this so much worse, because the lender already qualified that buyer at $3,327 a month, not at $2,684. And that's the number underwriting is built on. The full note rate payment, not the temporary one, which means on paper, the bank always knew what this family could actually afford. The sales floor just led with a different number because what's actually being sold here isn't a lower rate. The note rate never moves actually. It's 7% from day one. What actually moves is the subsidy paying down part of the payment for 2 years, then stepping away right on schedule. It's not a discount. It's a coupon wearing a mortgage's close. And the first big wave of these loans written back when rates first spiked is only now reaching that third year, which is exactly why this is showing up in so many mailboxes at once. Now think about it. Think about a family budgeting for a road trip and only checking the price of the first tank of gas. That's what a temporary buy down turns a mortgage into. A household budget built around a number that was never designed to outlast year two. Now that subsidy money isn't secretly buried inside your loan balance. It usually comes from the builder or seller dropped into an escrow account at closing and released once the payment is at the time. So the buyer generally gets 2 years of real help, but here's the part that matters more. A permanent price cut would follow that house forever, dragging down every comp on the block for the next 50 sales. And a temporary rate subsidy never touches the price on paper. The house still sold for full value. The builder protects the number that matters to their business and hands the buyer a payment schedule that matters to nobody but the buyer. It's like a gym charging $9 a month for the first year and never mentioning the real price is actually $60 a month. Except instead of a membership, you can cancel anytime. This happens to be a 30-year contract. And this isn't some shady workaround one builder invented. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac both have official guidelines for structuring exactly this kind of buy down. It's not hidden in the fine print. It's baked into our system. The builder's preferred lender isn't losing anything either. They get the loan volume, the origination fee, the closing, the sale happens because the payment looks survivable in year one. But what ends up happening in year three isn't really their problem. Nobody here is breaking the law per se. Nobody's twirling a mustache, and making that crazy laugh. The lender just gets paid whether or not the buyer can comfortably carry the loan 3 years from now. It's the mortgage version of a rookie contract. Great number now, market rate coming due the moment you're already locked into the roster. Now, budgeting off a rate that expires in 2 years is like paying for clear skies and acting shocked when the forecasted storm shows up right on schedule. So what actually happens when year 3 shows up? And we got to picture how this hits an actual household. Because a family, they set their budget around that 1 year payment, the car payment, the daycare bill, the grocery run, all built around that $2,684, because for 2 years, that was the only number anyone kept putting in front of them. Then the reset lands like a stage crew pulling the set away mid-scene. The mortgage that used to feel manageable is now eating $643 more a month than the paycheck ever actually planned for. And there's no fine print to actually blame, just a schedule nobody circled on a calendar. Now, some tell themselves they'll just refinance before the reset hits. And that plan, it only works if the rates actually cooperate, which lately they just haven't. But if they don't, the leftover subsidy in escrow typically gets applied straight to the loan payoff, which helps, but it doesn't undo 2 years of budgeting off a number that's always going to expire. So betting your monthly payment on the Fed's next move isn't a strategy. It's hope wearing a spreadsheet. And some, the ones who actually read what they signed before closing, go back to the builder and ask for something different. So forget the temporary subsidy for a moment and apply the same money as a permanent price reduction instead and see what happens, because that ends up being real savings every single year instead of 2 years of relief on a bill that was always coming due. And here's the real part of this that's crazy, right? Because year 3 isn't when this mortgage gets expensive. Year 3 is when the promotion ends. Years 1 and 2 were the actual coupon, but the loan was always the note rate. The low payment was just a temporary state dressed up like the new normal. And this isn't just one builder running one promotion. It's the same basic structure showing up across new construction sales offices everywhere, because it solves a problem for exactly one side of the closing table. The buyer thinks they're being handed a discount, but what they're actually being handed is the builder's flexibility, a way to protect list prices while making the monthly number look survivable for whoever's sitting across that desk. This isn't really a story about interest rates. Rates are just the costume it's wearing. It's much more about a story which creates a number that gets defined by affordable for exactly 2 years. And who's still sitting there in year 3 when the subsidy runs out and the real number shows up anyway, right on schedule? It's going to end up being you.